in terms of simple awareness, all the objects of awareness are simply objects of awareness. So the sensations of your body are objects of awareness. The sound of your breathing are objects of awareness. Whatever thoughts are arising and going are objects of awareness, whether they're musical thoughts or not. So whatever emotions are being felt are objects of awareness. So it's the same. I mean, just to notice that that there's music, interior music, and just to notice that. And you do not have to turn it off at all. Silence is underneath the sound of your breathing. It's underneath the sound of thinking. It's underneath the sound of your emotions. It's underneath the sound of your sensations. It's underneath the visual sound. So you're a musician, so everything is sound. Just allow everything to be sound. The sound of the sensations of your body, the sound of the visual field, the sound of the auditory field, the sound of thought. And just listen. If there's a practice, the practice is not to become entranced by one instrument, to allow your attention to be full or open so that all of the different instruments can play. And the sound of music from something familiar is just one instrument. The other instruments are the sensations of your body, possibly your breathing, the sound of breathing if you hear it. Any birds that are chirping or cars that are passing are other instruments. Just become listening with no desire for anything to stop. All desire for things to stop is the mind wanting to control. The irony is that all the things that are arising are at some level mind. And it's obvious with the music, the internal music, right? That it's some level of mind. But allow it. There's no need to struggle with mind at all. I mean, you could approach it other ways. You want to do a mantra, you can do that. You can kind of strong arm things into place, but there's no need for that. It's not any different than someone asking about thinking and saying, I'm always thinking, and thinking keeps happening. Just notice thinking like everything else. Do I have to stop thought? There's techniques to temporarily stop thought, but thought's going to continue to happen. It's true, there's a kind of investment, one thought to the other, but you notice that as well. That's kind of getting caught. You commenting on the music and also getting involved in it. But if you see thought or motion getting involved with music, then you notice that as well. That's emotion getting involved with thought. But you are simply aware of emotion getting involved in thought. In the midst of involvement, when it's full, or you could say identification, whatever language you want to use, when it's full, there's no problem. There's simply identification. As soon as it's noticed, there's a fork in the road. Either you go, it's a problem, or you go, oh, identification. If you take the fork, oh, identification, you're simply the awareness. And the moment of identification's gone. Not because you did anything to make it go. It goes by itself. You only have this moment. You don't have the past moment. You don't own it. It doesn't belong to you. And there's nothing that you will ever be able to do about the last moment. It's gone. No need to sift through the garbage. It's gone. So if you go, oh, this is a problem, if you go down that fork, you start thinking about that, at some point, you'll go, oh, it's the past. Just let go. Just notice that. So you can notice that right away. You can notice that after 5 or 10 minutes of like, when will I stop doing this? And what should I do? And why, how this is a problem? And it should be like this. So you said it perfectly. You said, well, it doesn't fit my ideals of what I should be like. Yeah, that's it. I mean, we want ownership of the spiritual life. We want like to have the accumulation be ours. The accumulation of moments of non-identification. That's a trap. There's only now. And there's only this moment of identification or non-identification. Nothing wrong with either. But there's a recognition, oh, identification, no silence, noise. Oh, and then there's silence.
There's an openness you're conveying, an acceptance, a compassion that I'm getting.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And it's immediate. Like it's true. It's compassion, it's openness, but it's none other than just this, just how it is.